Welcome back to another Sunday prep day. If you're new here, every Sunday I do my mise en place for the week. So that means cutting all my vegetables and making things like soup, sauces, that kind of stuff. So today I'm going to make a roasted salsa, which I'm going to start with now. I'm just going to wrap some garlic up in some foil so it doesn't burn. I'm also going to make some tomato soup. And yeah, just prepare everything for the week. So garlic in there. I have some shallots that I've peeled. Just gonna throw those in. First of all, actually, I'll add a bit of oil. So yeah, we'll go over the menu first. So for lunch today, as usual, I'm having sandwiches with some ham and some cheese. And then for dinner, I'm gonna have hutspot, which is a stamppot. A stamppot is a Dutch dish consisting of a vegetable with some potatoes. And in this case, hutspot is carrots and onions, so I'll do that. Also have some tomatoes that I will add. Just take the little stem off. So I'm gonna have the hutspot with some smoked sausage. And then Monday, meatless Monday, for lunch, I'm gonna have some tomato soup that I'm gonna be making from scratch. And then for dinner, I'm gonna do some lentil tacos. I've made them before. I'm gonna do it slightly differently this time because I bought some lentils in a spicy tomato sauce. So I'll use those as a base instead of cooking my own lentils this time. So, and for this salsa, I'm just making a big batch, so I'll use some of that next week as well because it will keep at least a week in the fridge. So, Tuesday, as I throw in a bunch of these chilies. On Tuesday for lunch, I'm gonna have a salad with some chicken. So just a salad with some pepper, some cucumber, and some grilled chicken. So this is about enough peppers. And then for dinner, I'm gonna have some kind of taco or tortilla. I'm thinking about doing like one of those 4-quarter ones where you fold it up. So I'm gonna use my roasted salsa for that. And I have some sour cream. And some, I'm gonna do some beef. Things like that. So here I have some sweet peppers. I'll throw those in. Add a bit more oil on the top. And I will grill those for 20 to 30 minutes. We'll start with 20. It might need a little bit more. So the highest it will go, grill. And let's just get that going. Meanwhile, I'll start with cutting some onions. So yeah, Wednesday for dinner, I'm gonna do a fajita rice bowl. Did I mention lunch? Oh no, for lunch, I'm gonna do some burgers on low carb rolls made from almond flour that I'll make. So it's a pretty simple recipe. I've shown them before, I'm pretty sure. And it's just eggs, butter, and baking powder, and almond flour. So, and then for dinner, a fajita bowl. So I'm gonna use some chicken. I'm gonna use the roasted salsa again. Some rice. And I'm really into the bowls lately, like rice bowls, noodle bowls, things like that. I don't know, I think they just look pretty. And we're at Thursday. I'm gonna do some chicken skewers, I think, with What do I have? Either I'm gonna do Brussels sprouts or some cauliflower. Um, and whichever of the two I don't use, I'll have on Friday. And then for dinner on Thursday, I'm gonna do some fried rice with some chicken satay. And probably some satay sauce on top, so peanut sauce. And then Friday for lunch, I have this zero carb, they call it rice, it's not actually rice, it's made from konnyaku, but it's rice shaped. So it has the zero net carbs. So I'll do a little stir fry with that. And some kind of fish. I think I have basa in the freezer. Either basa or pollock. But either will work. So I also have a red onion that I'll cut up. And then for dinner on Friday, I'll do some grilled basa or whatever fish I have. And I'll use the cauliflower or the Brussels sprouts, whichever I didn't use on Thursday. So I'll just do some like potato wedges or something with that. So the onions, the yellow onions that I had cut just a minute ago, those are for my tacos, for my soup, for my hutspot, for the fajita rice bowl. I think the red ones I'm going to use for my fried rice just because it looks a little better. Maybe my fajitas. I'll put some in the tacos as well. So I prefer red in general, but the hutspot you kind of have to do with white. And for the soup, I also just wanted white or yellow to just for the looks, pretty much. So for the stir fry, I have a little bit of leek here. So I'll just cut that. That's just a little bit that I had left over in the fridge. So that would be perfect to use that up for the fried rice. Then I also have some spring onions that need to be used up. So I'll just use those as a garnish, probably for the tacos, or I can put them in a bunch of stuff. Just use them up. I don't have a lot of leek, so I'll just put those in one container. There we go. Now we're on to some garlic. Again, for the stir fry, for the tacos, for the vegan tacos, I do like some garlic. So I'll just cut these up a bit rough, and then I'll just run my knife through to get them nice and fine. And I'll actually leave a couple of cloves whole to throw in the soup, because that's going to cook until it falls apart anyway, so just to save me some time. There we go, that is plenty fine. Next up, some carrots. These two smaller ones I'll just cut into rough pieces for the soup. Then one I'm gonna cut into pieces for my Hutzpult. So I'll just cut it in half. I'm gonna do it slightly finer than the soup, but not too fine, because I'm gonna cook this all the way through and mash it. So I'm only cutting it down so it's a little bit quicker to cook. And then this last one, just gonna cut the tip off, and I will grate this to go in my vegan tacos. So I'm just using my microplane. I'm just making quick work of this. There we go. That's gonna give a nice texture to those tacos. Next up, I have some parsley, so I'm just going to cut that in half. That's going to go in the soup. So I'm going to fish those out, so it doesn't really matter. And then let's do some cucumbers. I'm just going to do some little discs for my salad. So I just have these small Persian cucumbers. I really like these. These have a lot of flavor. So I just have 3 of them, and I'll just cut them real quick. What shall we do next? Have some little bok choy here, left over from last time, so I'll just give that a quick chop. That'll go in the stir fry. Just use it up. Stir fries are always a good way to use up leftovers. And then here I have some cauliflower, the last little bit of regular cauliflower and purple cauliflower. And those are for Thursday or Friday, like I said. So I'll just cut them into nice bite-sized pieces. And I'll do the exact same for this purple one. Okay, let's put that aside. Then we have a few more chilies that are gonna go in the tacos, the quesadillas. I'll just clean them out. Now I don't know the spice level of these chilies, so I'm just going to take the seeds out just to be safe. And after I cut these, I'll definitely wash my hands. And I'll just cut these nice and fine. I'll probably throw some in the soup as well. I do like a bit of spice. There we go, some chilies. And I'm just gonna quickly wash my hands. Yeah, with chilies you just never know, so it's always good to take precautions. So, I have some peppers here, a yellow and a red, and I like putting these on my salad. So I'll cut some half rings for that, and the rest I'll just cut up finer for my stir fries. So for the salad, I'll just cut half rings. And I'll do the same with the yellow. Also for the fajitas, I'll do some half rings. And the other half for the stir fries, I'll just do little cubes. So I'll cut them one way, turn 90 degrees, cut the other. And again, do the exact same for the yellow one. Then next up, some potatoes for the chutzpah tonight. So I'll just give them a quick peel and just a quick chop. And then here I have some celery for the soup. All the solids are either going to get strained out or blended, so I'm not too worried about how big I'm going to cut it. Just the smaller, the more flavor you can extract. So let's get that in. And then here I have some cilantro. I'm just going to cut the stem off because the stems I'll use for a curry sometime soon. And then I'm just going to roughly chop the cilantro. It's going to go in the blender with the rest of the roasted salsa, but it blends a lot quicker and easier if you just give it a rough chop. Alright, that's all the chopping done. The Ninja Foodi is almost done with 20 minutes, so I'll just wait for a second. Let's check. It's starting to brown, but it's not quite there yet, so I'm just going to give it a quick stir and give it another 10 minutes because you really want the skin and the peppers to be blackened so you can peel them off. So we'll just wait for that, and then we'll start making the soup and everything while that cools down. So back in a moment. Alright, that looks a lot better. So the skin is definitely blackened, so I'm just gonna let that cool off so I can handle that. Put another pot in, and we'll set that to saute. And add a bit of oil. And let that pan heat up. Okay, with that pan heated up, I'm gonna add my celery, my carrot. I'm just saving the parsley for later. I'm adding some onions. about 1 onion's worth. My whole cloves of garlic. Some of the chilies, because I do like a bit of spice in my soup. And I'll add a little bit of peppers. Get some salt on. And I will just let this saute for a bit. So this needs to cool down, that needs to soften. So I'm just going to clean up a bit and check back in with you in a minute. Okay, the vegetables have softened, so I'm adding a can of tomatoes. And I'll rinse out the can with some water. And then I will throw in my parsley. And then here I have my pressure cooker lid. Because you can absolutely slow cook this or whatever, but I have a pressure cooker and it just makes filming a lot easier when things go a little bit quicker. So pressure cook, it's only vegetable, so it doesn't need that long. I'll just do 30 minutes, make sure the valve is closed. And yeah, while that cooks, I'm gonna let the things I roasted cool off a little bit more, and then I'll start peeling those and get the salsa going. And as for this salsa, you've seen me make this a million times before already. When the skin is blackened, it just peels off so easily. So I can just take the worst of the seeds out, pull the skin right off, and the flesh can just go directly into here. You can see how easily it comes off. So I'll just do that with all the chilies and the peppers. And then we also have the garlic. I'll just unwrap that. And what I should have done but forgot, before we put it in, I should have cut it in half because that would have been a lot easier to do, but we can still do that now and just cut it in half like this. And you can just squeeze it right out. This is all really mellow and quite sweet. So put that in, peel all the peppers and chilies, and just scoop everything else right in. Okay, all the chilies and peppers are peeled. So I'm just gonna take all the tomatoes and onions. Make sure you get all the juice as well because there's so much flavor in there. So just add that to the blender. And then we have our cilantro. We'll do a pinch of salt. Some cumin. And right here I have a lime, so we're just going to juice that in there. Alright, put the lid on, and we're just going to blend this up. Okay, we'll just give that a little taste. Nice. Quite a bit of heat to it, but just the way I like it. So I'll let this cool down so I can put it in a different container, and then I'll just wait for the soup, and then we'll close up the video. So back in a moment. Alright, the soup is done. I'm just gonna fish out the parsley. That has done its job. Yeah, I'm just having a little look. Everything is completely softened. I can just squish it with the spoon. So I think I'll just leave the chunks in, have a bit of texture. I don't need to blend this or take any of the solids out. So just gonna let that cool down, and then that's all ready to go for tomorrow. But yeah, that was the last of the prep work for this week. I can now have lunch or dinner on the table in minutes. And if you like this kind of stuff, I do this every single Sunday. So leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and thank you for watching. Until next time, bye for now.